Third week of, SEC basketball. I truly believe Mike White and University of Georgia is an NCAA tournament team that we're going to face on the road. Definitely a tough environment to play in. Obviously, their two losses have been a combined of three points, and almost what? Home losses. Yeah, their home losses have been of that sum. So we're facing a tough environment, a tough team, a team that's going to be prepared, obviously, and we just got to go out and minimize our mistakes and be able to recognize situations, and ultimately execute how we need to execute.
Questions?
Dennis, you've talked about the depth piece a lot this year, beyond just different matchups and the things you can do in game. I mean, is at the halfway point of conference play, are guys fresher or practices better? Or is the travel not as difficult when you use all that depth?
I think depth has a invisible sort of power to it, and we don't really know exactly where it helps, but we know it helps our guys, especially when it comes down to the rigors, the nonstop, travel, even the ability for other teams to concentrate on the roster. It serves its purpose, but from a health standpoint, it gives us added insurance. And I think ultimately, when you look at the big picture, having that insurance helps any team move forward.
Coach, can you just talk about Caleb Grill's game the other night against Oklahoma, the way he seems like he's evolved throughout the season, the way he moved without the ball, the way he passed the ball as he's garnishing kind of more attention, and just kind of how he's evolved throughout the season?
Yeah, Caleb is a basketball. He studied it. He's a student of the game. He shares it. He's able to recognize moments when he needs to get off the ball, meaning when he draws two defenders. Those were opportunities where Josh Gray took advantage of it, and he shoots the shots that is available to him. What I like the most about Caleb Grill is the energy that he provides defensively. He plays both sides of the basketball. He's able to rebound. He's able to give us extra positioning, meaning staying out of rotation. And the experience speaks for itself. He's definitely one of the top players on our team and obviously in the country.
Dennis, you guys have talked a lot, and the chemistry of this team is fairly obvious. Just see them kind of interact with each other, especially when you're dealing with the transfer portal, where these are like week-long or 2 weeks long processes. How do you evaluate that and how it's going to fit with the guys you already have?
Well, speed dating, that's what it is. The portal off-season recruiting provides a quick and sort of a short introduction from coach, staff to players. I just think the background that our staff has done on kids during that short time, obviously the type of players that we have in our program that's returning. And the one thing that we do is obviously we sift through kids and make sure they fit into our core values. Each kid has come from a great college program, a great high school program, and that process. We want to continue to bring in young people that's able to mesh with what we have, because obviously the culture is very important to me as we build it on our 8 core values, and truly believe that part of that assimilation process is simply because the city of Como, our institution, the leaders on our campus, the students on our campus have opened their arms and made it comfortable as it relates to the adjustment, not just for our new players, but our new staff members as well.
Coach, just kind of building off of that, the culture aspect, how important is Tamar Bates to that? And how have you seen him develop that off the court role in the couple of years that you've now known him?
Well, Tamar Bates was the last person that I named captain, and it was a fire burning in his belly that I truly believe helped him dig a little deeper into his leadership and find his voice. It was a silent challenge that I thought he earned without a doubt, but more importantly, I knew he would be able to respond in the right way. He's one of our most vocal guys. He understands the system. Obviously, he was thrown in the fire last year as his first year, and being able to have on his shoulders something that he wanted to correct and make right, that's an added incentive to his leadership. And he's a very unselfish player. And what he wants to do is just continue to pour into his teammates, message correctly, prepare correctly, respond correctly, and obviously figure out how we can be on the best side of the game. And that's being able to get a W.
Go ahead, Eli.
Oh, thanks. Coach, on Josh Gray and his free throws, it seems like he's been getting a lot of lane violations on those lately. Is that something that he does intentionally or differently to try to force, or something that just keeps happening? What do you kind of see as going on?
What was the quote? I think Eli, you put a quote out about him, or somebody put a quote out about Josh Gray has more lane violations than a highway or freeway or something. That was you?
That was me. Yeah.
He is causing havoc, but it's his level of concentration. I think being able to get that that third one, it's par for the course. It's being able to have a mulligan, and that's what he's able to do in that situation. But I think sometimes he loves to hear the crowd response to his ability to execute, and he's going to go out and give his very best. And I just think him playing well does not hinge on whether he makes it or misses it. It helps our team if he makes it and shoot a high percentage. But what I love is the fact that he recovers from those moments and he's able to step back in there and execute it without putting pressure on himself. That's just a sign of an experienced player. But, being able to get in his shot rhythm and his routine has thrown people off.
Yeah, Coach, y'all are set to go up against another potential one and done in Asa Newell. Kind of what's impressed you about the season he's had for Georgia this year?
Yeah, Asa Newell is an unbelievable young player that I believe will be in the NBA. He will be drafted. He is talented beyond his years, but he's not the only player on that team. That team is locked in and loaded with talent, and they do a great job of protecting their home court, and their crowd is just as into the game as any environment in our conference. Asa Newell is a three-level scorer. He's able to catch and shoot threes. He's able to get to the free throw line as his mid-range game. That's why I say three-level. And obviously at the rim, he's able to finish around the basket. He's a lefty, but that kid is very talented, skill. He has positional size. He has unbelievable level of IQ. And obviously he has the respect of his teammates and coaching staff to continue to put him in that situation. He's a kid that's from Athens, Georgia, by way of, he went to Mount Verde Academy, and he's just, one of the most talented players in our conference that's a freshman, and truly believe he is a part of their success.
Hey, Coach. I think Trent Pierce played about 2 minutes in that game against Oklahoma. Was that kind of the game plan going into it, or were other players just showing you something after he was taken off that you couldn't take those players off?
After I took him off, there was some rhythm of some other guys. Obviously, we saw Mark Mitchell play a little bit better, and then we saw Josh Gray make an impact. So I kind of wanted to stay big, but ultimately I thought Marcus Allen and Jacob Cruz and those guys provided something that I wanted to keep going because ultimately what I thought they were doing was stretching and defending the three-point line. And, it was just the rhythm of the game, and I thought our guys kept the rhythm. I saw an opportunity to give Aiden Shaw some minutes that I thought he deserved just based off some practices. It just speaks about our depth. And what I appreciate the most is Trent was out there still cheering for his team and ultimately getting the guys going. He hadn't had the best last 3 games, but I'm expecting Trent to be a major part of our success. And we're a different team when he's playing well, and we need him to continue to do the things he needs to do.
Final question.
Coach, you guys are ranked top 5 in the nation in both steals and then top 25 in turnover margin. Just how does that intense brand of defense, correlated to the success that you guys had in the SEC so far?
I think what it does is it just makes it difficult for half-court offenses. I think the best part about our guys is that we can have multiple coverages. We can switch 1 through 5 or even hedge a ball screen. We've done different things from our rotations. And ultimately, it's just a sign that we have great versatility while at the same time taking care of our rebounding efforts, which is very important, and just as important that we seal these defensive possessions with the possession ourselves. And that kind of ignites everything else. So I just think our guys in this league is able to continue to recognize and get lost in the scouting reports and obviously give their very best. What I want to increase is our ability to continue to defend at a level that will allow us to go in environments and perform the best way we can. And we have to continue to do it. We have to be able to keep out of trouble, meaning play solid defense, not reaching and do it without fouling. We have to do it together, and we got to do it as a unit. And if we're doing it as a unit, I think things are positive. And when we're not, things are negative.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, MIZ. I want to